In the wake of the SNC-Lavalin scandal, which is actually being investigated by Canada's Ethics Commissioner, Justin Trudeau has proven that he has different rules for himself as Prime Minister than he did for Stephen Harper. I've just got one question for Justin Trudeau.
Do you remember?
Yes, do you remember? Do you remember when Stephen Harper was the Prime Minister and you thought that he was doing things a little bit too sketchily and you had all of these bold, grand plans for transparency? You don't? Well, thankfully I can give you a bit of a reminder here. 2013, Justin Trudeau tweets, "Canadians have high expectations of me and I intend to meet them by continuing to raise the bar on transparency and openness." He's very correct. Canadians do, in fact, have high expectations for the Prime Minister. At the time, a man who wanted to lead the country as Prime Minister. And this whole thing triggered Justin Trudeau to make transparency and openness the cornerstone of what would become his campaign for Canada's premiership. In 2014, he tweeted the following: "Liberal Party of Canada wants to raise the bar on transparency and accountability, not only in Parliament, but in government too." This was something that Justin Trudeau would often talk about, raising the bar to bring Canadians into focus, he thought, on what he would do for them and what policies he would implement to make the government more accountable. Transparency means government data should be open by default. My plan makes that happen. As in, things should be available to the public unless there's a reason they shouldn't be, but the default should always be openness and transparency. Proud that Liberals are starting the process of proactively disclosing expenses. We're not just talking about transparency, we're acting. That's from September 19th, 2013. You know legendary Canadian star Raffi? Well, Justin Trudeau told Raffi personally, "I promised her Raffi is like a legally binding oath in Canada," the following in 2015. "Liberals have a sweeping plan for transparency in government that includes the PMO." In 2013, Justin Trudeau tweets the following: "RT to call on the Prime Minister to testify on the PMO ethics scandal under oath." He added a month later, "Canadians deserve leaders who tell the truth. Call on the PM to testify under oath if you agree." Now let's fast forward to 2019. CTV headline: "Attorney General sees no justification for probe of alleged PMO interference in SNC-Lavalin case." So again, I ask you, Justin Trudeau, one very simple question.
Do you remember?
Do you remember when you thought that transparency was something that you owed Canadians? Do you remember when you thought the Prime Minister should testify under oath if there was a question about ethics? Do you remember when you thought government data should be open by default? Do you remember when you were offering just platitudes and bloviations? Well, you certainly should, because that's all you're doing now. For True North, I'm Andrew Lawton.